it's going to go. I mean, I would even mind like a Zyra, put them under turret or something, but he's not going hard engage, not really. Braum is pretty bad at that. It's going to be keep the back line safe, keep them alive. You can block some of the Hurricane bolts, that can feel decent. You can stop the ball from going deeper down, like there's some interplay here, but really Apollo's going to be safe on the back line. But there's an Aphelios on the other side to teamfight against.
And Immortals are putting everything on Apollo here. Like that has to be the way that they win this game. You know, I'm very curious to see how the early stages go with Xmithie on the Nidalee. Typically, Xmithie has been a lot safer. He is one of the lowest in counter jungling percentages, one of the lowest in forward percent, and all of these are metrics of time that you spend in the opponent's side of the map, in the opponent's jungle, taking away their camps, taking a, you know, creating pressure and getting deep vision. In Nidalee, that is something that is greatly rewarded, especially if you have a Twisted Fate on your team. And one of the ways that combo is usually used is the invade with Nidalee, try and find them at a camp, land a spear, Twisted Fate ultimate, and or even set it up with a gold card. But if they don't pull off those plays, then like they really got to bank on Apollo carrying hard with Ezreal on his mid-game power spike.
All right, well, we are into the game. It's going to be the last regular season game of FlyQuest until we see them next weekend in the best of fives against either Golden Guardians or Evil Geniuses, if they are to win this one. On the Immortals side, if they lose, they're out. If they win, they have a tiebreak. We've got an invade on the bottom side, and that's going to be a Lantern learned early on. Keep teammates safe, otherwise, though, they're going to stay alive at least.
Yep. The attempt at laying down wards on the Lantern too to make it more difficult for WildTurtle to click, he still gets the click off. So, immaculate Lantern take to start out our game, Freak. Big plays here already from
Definitely
Turtle.
big plays. It does force a bad score at IgNar. You really do tend to want Flay and Hook if you can help it for the laning phase, because you can sometimes find yourself aggressive there. End of the day, though, it's not the worst thing in the world, and with Immortals losing 2 of their trinkets, it's actually going to make ganks easier for Santorin. The man already gets first blood in over half his games, and now there's 2 less wards to deal with.
Yep, and it is going to be a lot on Thresh
that
setup.
Good.
Plenty of early golden experience here with 2 wards shared for the bottom lane. That's actually pretty decent for them.
Yeah.
Nice little chunk of gold given over to Turtle, and experience as well, and a little bit shared since the sweeper was purchased by IgNar.
All right, 40 gold earned as a result, 20 each, as now Santorin's going to go for his leechless start top side. It is kind of slower that way around, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be a problem. It's very easy and very safe to take down these camps. Solo pushed in early, has been an absolutely stellar top laner. On Maokai duty, just tank it up for the front line. You've got Aphelios, Orianna for the back line. Not going to be a problem there for you at all. Early push goes Hakuho and Apollo. Not too surprising there either, of course. And level 2s come in.
All right, so paying attention to bottom lane route from Santorin as well on Graves. Clearing top to bottom can set up for attacking probably the biggest area that Immortals need to win in the Ezreal Braum. If you can try and delay Ezreal's mid-game spike, that is just so big. If you can try and set that Ezreal behind and you kind of mess up his forcing an early teleport usage, forcing something where he doesn't get his, tier recall and is kind of off, that can be really big, because the biggest strength of Ezreal is obviously when you get your Orianna transformation and your Sheen item and everything starting to come together at the right time. And Immortals just want him to farm effectively in the beginning.
Definitely feels like a Triforce game there as well for even more damage in the mid game. I feel like that's the item you want to go for here on the Ezreal.
Yeah, especially with this comp, right?
Yeah. You're the only physical damage. You've got a Nidalee for the attack speed buff so that you really have more auto attack damage. I mean, Iceborne Gauntlet, even though it gives more mana, it's just nowhere close on AD. Even with the Orianna conversion, you just get more out of Triforce. So we'll see if that does come through. A little bit of poke down there. Of course, you can't shield with Braum the red gun, so easy damage comes through. Hakuho takes some decent chunks down there, but overall going to be fine.
Santorin going to finish up that crab and pop the bloom as well. Both junglers already know, and you assume they did the exact same routes, trading top and bottom crab. As I said, kind of in Champ Select, when Graves and Nidalee meet up, unless there's something like lane interference with the pushing lane, or a huge crush advantage where you get to throw out a blind spear or something like that, it's not going to have a commitment, and both of them are kind of just racing on, power clearing, and playing around the strengths of their lanes.
Yeah, for now it is power clearing, as you're mentioning. The gold, of course, fairly close in the early game. Nothing too absurd has happened very early on. Xmithie keeping up with Santorin, Nidalee against Graves. Nothing has really kept the junglers from doing what they've wanted to do so far. They're even on the same camps right now as the Gromps are going down across the map. And nothing to be really concerned about just yet into this one is FlyQuest is kind of waiting around for more to do. Nice try on the hook from IgNar, not quite going to land. We'll wait to see when the first recalls do come through for IgNar to make the roams happen. He's so good at getting around the map and affect the other lanes. Damage towards Turtle. Back onto Apollo, though, and overall getting the better trade is the Aphelios. Nicely done there. His bot lane, again, is very slightly pushing, I think, out from FlyQuest unless he stop hitting, which seems to be the case right now. Solo out of mana. Allorim cannot quite get the auto. There we go. Claps him. Finds a knockup. Finds decent damage, but there shouldn't be any kill pressure just yet. You can't really do the last 200 damage. Solo, I believe he chunked a Biscuit just to be safe, and he's going to take the recall.
All right, so first reset for him on top side. We'll see. Oh, he actually sticks around because of the Biscuit you're talking about, him chugging. And bottom side will be the focus with Santorin moving in.
Damage across, yeah, and okay, no big deals. I think it was only health potion. I think Solo would have more mana if it was a Biscuit, so my bad. Didn't see that one quite correctly. Or who knows, I'm double wrong and it was one after all. But regardless, I think he's trying to find maybe a slightly better recall. Yeah, get the full Catalyst in the TP. I think that's what he was waiting on. Maybe the Catalyst in like refillable before he channels that spell. Regardless, Solo's going to be back in the top side. There it is. And okay, waiting for the health potion. Times that you can buy it mid-TP. There you go, waiting for the ambient gold. First reef going to come through. Easy BF sword for WildTurtle. They actually shove in the cannon wave, I believe, but with the dematerializer, it's actually not any slower than waiting for a different wave, so that's just fine. Saves the cooldown so they can make it one happen. And now it played towards mid, and that is Insanity forced to flash away. Really, really nice stuff, right? Turtle goes back. I might as well roam. Nothing else to buy. Let's do it. And they get a flash of Insanity. Hook! Ooh, that was a nice attempt. Insanity juked back. That might have hit him.
Dragon started up by Immortals, though, even though FlyQuest did a very good job burning 2 flashes on the bottom quadrant of the map. Because of the reset, Immortals get to take away the objective on the bottom half of the map first, before FlyQuest can capitalize on burning those summoner spells. So Hakuho, even with his flash blown, summoner spellbook switches right over. Now he's super defensive, exhaust heal, and even though they blow Insanity's flash in mid lane, with the dragon gone, Santorin just kind of fishing around for more camps and does get a scuttle crab for himself, but doesn't want to push his luck. He does want to push his luck as far as the counter jungling. Heads right back to the spawning raptors.
And I want to kind of take a second at about bot lane real quick as well, because this is the what you get out of running Summoner Teleport is Apollo was able to, instead of recalling when Turtle did, walk to Drake when Turtle recalls, and then just TP to get back to lane in time to not lose any farm. Otherwise, Apollo would straight up lose an entire wave of CS just to help make sure the Drake goes down. And sometimes that can just be not worth it, right? You're missing 200 XP and 120 gold, and you just feel really bad about that one. But that's what Teleport gives you, is the ability to easily take that extra play and not lose tempo on the map.
Exactly, especially since on your first buy, you usually head into something like this. That is a bit of a power trough where you're vulnerable to ganks. Nice stun procced.
Play in from IgNar as Hakuho can now be the target. The TP in from Twisted Fate. Easy kill. This is what Immortals wanted, was Twisted Fate around the map, and they get a kill in bot lane for it.
And not just around the map, but bottom lane for sure. They want as much possible focus here for Apollo as they can for this Ezreal, for a big mid-game power spike to try and carry the team. He does give up most of a turret plate. PowerOfEvil should be able to finish that one off, so 1 turret plate for this first blood play, but really well set up by Immortals. Hakuho, once again, he keeps on trying to go get brush control and land these Qs onto Turtle. He does get the stray one there, so as soon as it lands, Apollo doesn't hesitate, hops right over the minions, able to proc it there, and even though IgNar is chasing, really well-timed Twisted Fate ultimate, another Braum stun, sets it up. Yeah. He can just cruise right in, and he even gets the gold, so he cashes in. It'll be an earlier Rod of Ages to start stacking for Insanity, to continue on with that process.
Kobe, that felt like some miscommunication as well, because that should have been an easy call for PoE. Say, hey, TF6, he's missing. He walked out of lane. and FlyQuest walked forward to keep hitting Hakuho there. That trade was fine. They could have backed up to their turret 3 seconds ago and not been open. Instead, he was on the way down. He made sure to not be in shockwave range. That was good by Immortals. Like, they played those spots well. An overstep, though, by FlyQuest, which is honestly very rare from Turtle, but it happened there, and it got IgNar killed.
And honestly, kind of hard to determine, like, you know, who's making the call there, but IgNar also had flash, so it could have been a really quick disengage. Santorin, though, with red buff, goes up and chases out Allorim. This is a Riptail chase out too, by the way, so you can take that entire turret.
Yeah, it's gone. Like that is going to be at about 200 health after the Herald charge, and 2 autos will kill that one off. So finally, someone becomes targetable. This is going to be first turret in the top lane. Solo close in CS, but obviously a very big lead top side. Got most of those plates before jungle intervention. Obviously now a whole lot better, and that is a huge gold lead for the Maokai. He is going to be pretty unkillable pretty fast with the extra surge of income.
Yep, in the battle of tanks, who can get tankier first? Honestly, it's not just the DPS side of the race, but Maokai gonna go a long ways there. Honestly, opening up that top side to some deeper wards too can really help out Santorin. He's got full warrior completed now on the Graves and can start to play a little bit more aggressively. You do still have to have better communication and keeping track of the Twisted Fate ultimate, as you know, Insanity does have that back up again. And that has been the one thing that has pinched FlyQuest so far.
Santorin going to grab as much of the mid wave as he can as his mid laner recalls away. We are seeing Archangels come through from PowerOfEvil. We have seen actually all 3 major items that build out of, not Fiendish Codex, but the mana one that I'm blanking on the name of.
Lost Chapter.
Lost Chapter. We've seen all 3 out of Orianna, and this one is going to be the Archangel Staff. It's more raw AP. It's obviously more defensive because you have the active shield there as well. Overall, it's going to be solid.
Yeah, to me, this is my personal favorite. It scales so incredibly well once you can transform it. You get, like you're saying, a huge increase in defensive properties. And since PowerOfEvil has gone cleansed this time around, looking at the Twisted Fate stun, possible Braum stuns, giving him basically another summoner spell and that big fat shield like a barrier would serve goes a really long way. Considering you're not going to face a lot of excess damage on that side and can set up PowerOfEvil for really good shockwaves. Plus, scales so nicely with the extra mana that you get in your AP later on. FlyQuest, though, chasing them off of this Ocean Drake. That's our Drake. One for the Coral Reef. There you go. Sequest gets their own.
There you go. Good job, Sequest. IgNar forced a flash away from a bomb ulti that was coming in, and it will be a fairly clean disengage. Gold very close between these teams, despite the kill. That is a flash from the wall. That is a lot of CC. Insanity is running, but he had the way out in time. Thank you, Merktreads. Thank you, running for dear life. Shockwave will not land.
Yep, surprise there for FlyQuest. Multiple flashes over trying to take down Insanity, but they don't get the lockdown. Nice tenacity locked in. He even has a stopwatch in inventory, so is a really difficult target to actually kill with that play. And it's a 2-for-1 in the flashes, seeding even bottom side pressure here as Xmithie went for the counter jungle and forces Turtle off that tower. Apollo getting plates for himself, denying CS as well. Cole 33 away from being popped for him. And it's always nice to get a bunch of turret plate money onto this Ezreal because already with the Manamune starting to stack that up really quickly.
And I gotta say, it felt like Allorim was freezing top lane for a while there because after that top lane turret died, the farm was equal at about 85 apiece. Allorim got 30 and Solo got 5 since then. And at least one wave was pushed in. Solo, of course, went for the play across the map. He helped get Drake. That's obviously valuable. Went for the play on Insanity. That's obviously valuable. End of the day, though, one turret plate dies top lane. No extra kills for Solo. And now a farm difference. Damage towards PoE. He's got Flash, has to burn it. The re-engage coming to the bottom side. That is a knockup, and that is going to be a dead Santorin. A flashless Graves. He tried to kill Insanity, couldn't do it. And it's already going to be Immortals with 2 kills to 0.
Tremendous value for Immortals. They're getting both the flashes off of the carries that they're targeting. PowerOfEvil does survive, but then Santorin just takes the hit for them, and it's going to be continued counter jungling. Graves drops his watch, and Nidalee can take over, able to take away the red buff, and that should mean a cascade of pressure with jungler down, red buff steal here. they get to keep it up on the bottom side, and Apollo feeling quite nice.
All right, IgNar takes some decent damage. Good little ulti there, stops the recall, turns bone plating off for a little while. His support's going back down the map, and so far, decent for Immortals. I'm curious if the late game's going to look as good, because I still think the FlyQuest scaling is quite awesome. Turtle goes for the trade, never actually grabs the lantern, but the hook is going to pull Hakuho into turret range. Thankfully for him, he's got minions to bodyguard those shots, it doesn't matter. But now Solo going to fight Xmithie over this red buff. Hey, one of you has Smite, the other one is a tree, so not going to happen for you. That was last split. Solo, you're no longer Tree Quest. You got to find something aquatic to play, maybe. Regardless, puts down the Zapling, fights over some wards, and PoE pushes in mid. Plates are gone.
Yeah, little Nurse Nidalee as well. Heads over to the mid lane, throws out the heal for Insanity. Here we go, just in time. I think Xmithie might get an assist for this too because of the recency of the...
he's going to get an assist, right. Kobe. Definitely get... Actually, no assist for Xmithie. He's not going to get one. I tell a lie, it was a kill. Xmithie shows up to make that one come down, and Immortals yet to lose a death this game. All they've lost was a Herald charge in the top lane. They are getting kills, and they are staying up in gold.
Yeah, and they just keep getting pinched by the Twisted Fate ultimate. Insanity once again lets it fly. His tower took some damage and a few minions pushed in, but he's making great use of this Twisted Fate. Ahead of playoffs, showing flexibility is really powerful. And you talked about in Champ Select where Immortals had done a lot of control mages of scaling for Insanity, but this one, you know, with the Twisted Fate and getting off multiple successful roams for themselves, and also with the big early lead setting themselves up, this could be a very good look for Immortals, keeping up their playoff hopes alive and heading in with some momentum.
And for Immortals, if they are to close this game out, again, they tie break for 8th. And crucially for them, they are the final boss of that tiebreaker. They only have to play the winner of CLG Dig. And then if they win that one game, they are the 8th and final team in playout. So it's killed 2 Nexuses today, and Immortals are in. See if they can do that here. Of course, leading early on in the mid-game against FlyQuest. Obviously a lot more to play. But that is their goal here, and looking pretty sharp to do so. If there is a day to turn it on, if ever, it is this one now. Coming through, switching the roster around after the first few games. Win this in the first look. This time around, moving things around. And so far, so
around,
good.
around we go.
I know.
FlyQuest will pick up this Riptail and freaking guess where she's going? Straight down mid.
Immediately summoned right there. Mid lane turret is absolutely dead. No way you stop this one. Turret's going to be gone. FlyQuest will get 2 turrets before they get a single kill. Maybe now looking at Xmithie as he's going to be pulled towards. There's the turret going down. Re-engage towards IgNar is going to be a lot of damage. He's stunned. He is definitely going to burn the stopwatch, but maybe die soon after. No way out. Play in, though. Look at the re-engage. Stopwatch now burned by Hakuho. An easy target, and a second kill coming through as well. 2 for 1 in the fight. Looking at another route coming through for Solo, knocking back Apollo. Make it a third. FlyQuest showing up to play.
Twisted Advance, you get to go along for the ride with Ezreal. And Solo takes the long ride with... Yep, definitely has a lot of implications for them. And they just lost a big team fight in mid, which we were talking about being very concerning, because moving forward, you're going to see a bunch of magic resists start to come in. Already Maokai really stacking up. Oh, never mind. Insanity is in with a red card.
Onto the mid lane yet again. Somebody heal up in a second. Pops it, gets away, and now it's time to run for dear life. He's got the move speed. He's going to get out. So, all right, we tried. PoE, healthy enough.
We tried. Don't check the cards on that one. Just a little red there for the slow. They aren't able to have any extra follow-up damage, and they are out of there. Honestly, though, talking about the extra items starting to come in here now for the side of FlyQuest. 2 dragons are to their name, and it's definitely looking like Apollo's going to have to pull out some big moves. Thankfully, he is going that Trinity Force that we were recommending for him, with the rest of the team having so much magic damage. He needs to pump out the DPS. Can't really afford to go for the Iceborne utility. Really need maximum damage.
Yes, going to go for that as much as possible. I am a huge fan of Triforce Ezreal. I know people are saying right now, it's like, oh, it's kind of comp-based. You have to do more physical damage. You really want to go Triforce. In my mind, I think Triforce is better. I'm a little bit biased all the time. I just want to see it every game from the Ezreals, but
Bigger
I'm glad at least people are moving a little bit. Like, I'm a little biased, but at least we're seeing more Triforce than we were a year ago, despite those items being the same items they were 2 years ago. So, you know, we're going to the right direction. Xmithie, yeah, gets the smite, grabs the red. Feels good, man. Going for it. Always happy to see tie breaks go in. So, you know, I'm kind of in camp 2 more games instead of camp 1 more games. We'll see, though. Also added an S to 1 more game. Don't know why, but we're going to move on to this one as Immortals hold on to their 1,000 gold lead. But FlyQuest have had 2 straight Drakes, and we are going towards a Cloud Soul.
All right, topside control pretty strong here for FlyQuest too, as the red buff is spawning. Should be just a red buff trade. Yes, Xmithie did get to the other one just in time to smite it away. But FlyQuest with the extra vision here, trying to force them out. Let's see if IgNar actually roams up to try and help, because Xmithie not letting them have it without a fight.
Good smite for Santorin, gets the big one. A couple of small ones go back and forth. Apollo still farming, 192 CS on him. Now a fight for the red, and you know what? Turtle gets his revenge overall. You may have smited my red, I auto-attack yours, thanks very much. And hey, Turtles is still on.
All right, I think next key step for Immortals is going to have to be some sort of setup here with Insanity. Right when we came back from the replay,
whoop, that is a good shockwave. That is a lot of damage. Xmithie is just barely getting away, but the QW means a shutdown, and now PoE is wearing the red buff. They've got them all now.
And it starts to roll in the favor of FlyQuest. The top side focus does pay off for them. PowerOfEvil still has both summoners available on this Orianna too. So going to be very, very scary. With Seraph's transformation, you have the shield. So he can play really aggressively with the Flash Ghost he's got here with the Spellbook. And PowerOfEvil is definitely one of the guys where this stage of the game, with double mobility summoners and the extra shield, he's always a guy that tries to get the most out of Orianna's auto attacks and full kit. Definitely expect him to try and set something big up for FlyQuest. Meanwhile, on the side of Immortals, again, Insanity going to try and pick somebody off here with the Twisted Fate ultimate, but since FlyQuest are pushing in so securely, might be difficult to find the opening.
Ooh, that's a play backwards into a hook. Nice play. Could still come in, but chooses not to follow through. No CC left on the Thresh. Box wouldn't have done it. So Allorim walks back out. 2 out of Spike is in for him. 2 out of Spike there for Solo, but Ornns are better because he's Ornn. And waiting for level 13 and now 14 to get the next one.
And the Lichbane is done for Insanity, so the split push damage can come through on the towers. This is a big TF possible damage output on top side. He actually half-channeled a recall before canceling it and didn't get up to the turret quite yet. Didn't get to start using the Lichbane, and that gave Solo enough time on Maokai to reset and head up to the top side. Should be able to catch that wave and keep him off the extra damage.
Well, Solo does not want to tank the entire wave, so he's got to be... he's trying to play around the W. Okay, Solo's far enough back. He can gold card Lichbane the turret, do a bit of damage there. Auto attack with a stacked deck, but look at this. No one is touching PoE. He's getting this turret by himself, as his Allorim is not there yet to do anything. Whereas on the Sanity side, he's pensive, like, can I do it? Can I walk away? By the way, half health as Maokai is chasing him across the map, and the teammates are coming to defend him. Insanity terribly low on health, down to about 1/3. Finally walks away. You can see Solo clearly threatening enough that TF can't do all that much.
And since the Dragon's about to spawn, I think this is a really good setup for FlyQuest. They are 1 away from setting themselves up on Soul Point. If Santorin just transitions on down, they're going to have first setup in the Dragon area. Turtle is at least on his 2-item power spike, even though Apollo is at the dream scenario for Ezreal. Your transformation plus your Trinity Force. Doesn't look like Immortals are going to fight for it. They want to trade instead. They're going to trade, hopefully for them, topside damage.
Heads up for IgNar. He's like, I can see this one coming. They're going to go for the dive on Solo. No, thank you. We're going to knock this one down. The minion wave getting thinned out. They will still kill the turret, but they will not get the kill. Lantern obviously helping with that one to make sure it goes through. But now FlyQuest have 2 Cloud Drakes. They are on Soul Point, and that was traded for a single outer turret.
Yeah, and it's just a Cloud Drake with a lot of people kind of make fun of. But for me, it actually feels pretty nice on tanks like Maokai. So you can speed yourself up with your ultimate. You basically try and zone off a side of the team fight with your ult. And then with the extra speed, you get to go Twisted Advance somebody and lock them down in it. Since you get such a big burst of speed with it.
And Adam builds come through, we see the next spikes come in. I want to point out that Apollo is trying to maximize damage. Blade of the Ruin King 3rd. This is the ideal build if you need to be a damage carry and kill tanks. This is what you want to see. Obviously, Iceborne Death Dance can be the more defensive option, but he needs to kill. Gets the item upgrade there from the Ornn. He's got a decent amount of damage coming through. Ruin King will be the next spike. On the other side, Insanity is grabbing Rapid Fire Cannon third for the extra range, the extra reach, to have those gold cards land on priority targets. Despite a Lantern or a Flash or something else, he can still try to find that guy and get the damage in. Not a terrible auto attacker either is TF, so pretty solid option here, and we'll see if this can turn into anything more. Immortals only on a 400 gold lead, but staring down the barrel of Cloud Soul in 3.5 minutes.
And until that point, trying to keep their vision on Baron so that they don't get any sort of poor trade there with FlyQuest having plenty of damage at this point. FlyQuest can definitely burn that down if Immortals get a little bit lazy on that. And you can see the control wards continually doing work for FlyQuest. They're keeping the pressure on the guessing game of the vision here for Immortals, continuing to clear out that Baron, drawing Immortals into this small jungle corridor here, which makes it way easier for PowerOfEvil to try and line up one of these shockwaves.
And there we go. Nice smite steal comes in. Santorin grabs the red and doesn't really take any meaningful damage on the way out, despite the ability power stacking up. You've got the makings of a Banshee's Veil going through for Xmithie. The Roa is stacking up, of course, as well, but no real damage being dealt. FlyQuest feeling very comfortable and confident as they run across the map. Apollo keeps being given farm, but can he ever carry the team fights as a 2-item Aphelios is on the opposite side and doing just fine in items?
Yeah, it definitely is going to be difficult, but definitely doable. I think the thing that would really just crash it for Immortals is if they are unable to keep this red quadrant clear of FlyQuest wards, then you run into the problem, the Maokai teleport coming in. If Maokai gets a flank off on Immortals and can get that ultimate plus Twisted Advance combination, finds his way to the back to Apollo, that's where everything does come crashing down for them.
And as the waves get cleared out, it's going to be Allorim just doing his best to catch the farm and play the defensive side of the map. We know Baron is on the table and theoretically an option. Both tanks now playing this side of the map. Neither mid laner has the actual summoner spell of teleport right now as they've spell booked around, and now that's going to be a shockwave getting some damage, but Xmithie can easily heal that back up, no problem at all. PB going to pop the ghost on his summoner spell book to get the heck out of there. 3 items in, Void Staff done, means he can do some decent damage to frontline overall. Just not a pure raw AP stacking build just yet. I would like to see Deathcat 4th maybe. Xmithie going to take down the chickens, keep the farm going, but still it's Santorin with more gold overall and a higher level on that champion.
PowerOfEvil definitely anticipating having to fight front to back here, having to work their way through the Braum and Ornn front line. So see if he can get lined up for a good shockwave with solo. I mean, I do like Maokai as one of the really easily targeted ball delivery systems to try and hand feed a good shockwave in there. But Immortals doing their part to at least secure a blue for Xmithie. Doesn't want to give it away to Insanity, as Insanity is on split pushing duty, trying to set up side lane pressure for the Dragon.
Other side of the map, looks like top lane's going to start, actually, I'm guessing slowly pushing back towards Immortals over time, as it is going to get reinforced faster as the new waves come in, so that'll eventually be some gold in the pockets. We'll wait to see what comes through into that one. Drake spawning in 30 seconds, and Immortals really cannot give this one up. FlyQuest pushing down to the mid lane, IgNar takes a Javelin, and he's going to be fine overall. 23 seconds on this one as Solo's pushing in to get some vision control. Overall, the river mostly belongs to FlyQuest. It's Immortals playing defense in the mid lane, knocking down the waves, giving some gold to Insanity. TP spent for Apollo to come in. He has to have Blade of the Ruin. Can have a chance this fight. Allorim walks into the Fog of War. They're going to hook him in. Decent damage, but he is the tank. He is built for this. Is it going to be enough? Still pushed around, and he's going to have to flash away to save his life. Ulti's come in. Turtle gets the kill, and a flash out from Insanity away from Shockwave. A 1-for-0, and Immortals could not hit the back line at all. They simply kill the Allorim tank side, and all will be well. Gold card doesn't mean much. They're going to flash in on Solo's side. Looking to knock down Insanity. He's going to force to run away as well. For his own flash to get out for this one. And now Solo's got to be careful. He's going to kite back, but it's still a 5v4 for FlyQuest. And again, they know Cloud Solo's waiting for them. 25 seconds on Allorim respawning, has ulti and TP when he does. Xmithie wants to make something happen, can't do it just yet. Santorin in the pit, no vision right now for Immortal. They have to go in at some point or they can't make it happen. When does Xmithie come in? He's rooted in place. Cloud Soul grab TP in. This is the fight that somehow Immortals must win, but they've already lost their support. Insanity slowed down by the box, can't find a target. Attacked by Santorin, stunned in place. He's not going down. Finally, one kill picked up. Look at the chase down, but already the mid laner is going to drop. Burn the stopwatch. Solo being attacked. Can Apollo kill him? He's trying, he's rooted, and the heal comes back through, and he simply cannot die. Allorim late to the party by himself. It's not gonna matter. He kills one. Turtle tries to kite the rest. He gets a shield, and that's gonna be an ace. Immortals are about to lose their season.
FlyQuest, not only do they get the soul, but they're gonna get the Baron as well, Freak. Guess what? That was 6 kills in their favor as Allorim respawns, teleports back out, and is right back in that death chamber. FlyQuest sending him home packing.
Really well played by Solo. Locked up the Nidalee so she could not flash or jump into the pit. There was no chance at a smite steal, only someone else dealing the damage. Hakuho back on the map. I mean, I've seen sillier steals than max rank Braum Qs. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I've seen more unlikely situations. As ult, Smite is down. I want to point that out. Smite was down. They tried their very best. They waited out the damage. Thanks for the leash, Ezreal. Grabbed that one. And at this point, FlyQuest have all but locked 3rd seed.
So in a front-to-back team fight, you will take an early health lead on the front line. You just fight straight through the tank. You've got an early lead on the health bar, and FlyQuest lay into Allorim. Ults over the wall do, thankfully for FlyQuest, get the last little bit of damage to finish them off as well. And then they try and grab a little bit more, knowing that they have the take advantage. Solo is Maokai, so he can head right back out there. He goes in for the flash twisted advantage, but Insanity nice cleanse, able to get himself out of there. And the damage on the escape was not big enough to take anyone down for FlyQuest, so they can set up for this dragon. As we mentioned, Solo, he's got his eyes on Xmithie. He's just playing block right now. He's a defense. So you just have to twisted advance, make sure Xmithie can't hop in, roots him in place. That allows Santorin easily to land that smite. Then you've got the teleports coming in. Insanity comes in with his teleport. Santorin immediately flashes on him. And they're able to win that fight on the outside despite PowerOfEvil whiffing that shockwave. Santorin is there with the extra damage. Nobody from Immortals able to finish off Solo either. Healing off of his passive, goes back in for the extra auto attack. And then once Allorim arrives, he tried to teleport in as soon as he could, coming back from his death sentence, but only able to get 1 kill on the outside means that's not enough. They're able to take down for the Baron, and we're right back to live, Freak. Baron already being put to good use.
Right back to live, but not much of one left for the Immortals squad. About to end their season 4-14. They could not quite find a roster that found winning ways. As Immortals are going to try to rebuild for the next year. They are going to try somehow to fight back a 5,000 plus Cloud Soul deficit. There's maybe the option. You can maybe hope. Bigger comebacks have certainly happened, but it's so unlikely as the ult comes in for some damage. Damage towards PoE, but he's going to be fine. Hakuho forced back as well. And FlyQuest keep the push going, hoping to end again with the 3rd seed with a win here. They would automatically win the tiebreak over TSM with a 2-0 head-to-head record, and that's where they're headed right now off the fact that they are very far ahead in this game, looking to close it out.
And with the last 50 seconds of the Baron buff, they're just buffing up this cannon minion. You can see Allorim trying to stare it down. He couldn't do anything about it, but they give up on the last wave of push after Immortals go for the reset on their health bars. FlyQuest don't actually test the waters there to aggressively push inside or rotate over to the bottom, maybe on that last minion wave with all their members during the reset for Immortals. Maybe they could have made a stronger push, but they go for the reset, and it is going to be a lot of money spent after the consecutive 6-kill teamfight 1 plus the Baron taken.
And here we go. Baron off the map. Elder Dragon in 135. That'll be the next big neutral objective up, but right now FlyQuest with their 5,000 gold lead can look to play Siege instead. All the turrets outside the base are already gone. It's a little bit more difficult to knock down the inhibitor turret once. Of course, with the Twisted Fate and Ezreal, there is decent wave clear on the squad, and obviously there's some decent team fighting as well with Ornn and Braum for frontline and teamfight initiation. So it's FlyQuest playing a bit more slowly, playing mostly around exactly where they are right now, right? Control the eastern jungle, control wards. You can see 2 on your screen right now. Sightstone wards dotted around there as well, saying, look, if we control this jungle, if we control this territory, we can set a trap in any given brush and win that fight. We can go for the Drake, and if they're not coming, we can just finish killing it down. The engage, of course, not very easy. Allorim playing his CC and dash abilities pretty well, but Turret still taking a little bit of damage. A couple of chunks come through. Nice by Demolish. Turret almost dead. They're going to go for the play right now. They're going to go for the team fight itself. Hakuho, one hit from dead, has to flash away. Re-engage coming through for the Ornn. Gets 3 knockups, gets damage towards Solo, but he's Lantern back to safety. Now it's Insanity back across the map. It's Apollo jumping in for some damage, looking for a little bit more. Solo at half health. This is theoretically winnable, with the health bars a little bit low on the FlyQuest side. Solo chunk back to half HP. And I feel like Immortals will have to try now, because when else but now when you're getting dropped low.
Ooh, yeah, Xmithie gonna have to be pretty worried about the extra speed boost there. Does jump away.
Another chunk. Hits Turtle on a half HP, and the Elder Dragon in 10 seconds. This is the best time Immortals will get, is an Elder Dragon teamfight win when FlyQuest are at half health on most champions. This is Immortals' time. They have to make it work, and they have to go soon. Can it go? Can it happen? Can they find it? Can I try to knock off Banshee's Veil? If that happens, PoE is now a viable target. Gold card temporarily on cooldown. Insanity level 17 gets that back soon. Xmithie shoves in the mid wave. You're seeing the recall from Solo. He can TP back in, but that is about 10 seconds of him not being in combat, and Immortals are going to start the fight. Blue card gets Insanity back to some mana. Here comes the TP play from Solo once he finds it. A lot of TP flank wards exist all around that side of the jungle. There's the reveal on all 5. There's the Maokai teleport. This is the play. FlyQuest get the health back on Santorin. Here comes Solo around the back. Here comes the ulti. Not going to get gold carded. Here comes the engage. A flay and a 2. Right into the fight they go. Safe spot for Xmithie. Ulti over the top. 2 kills going to come through in a second. As Solo gets the first, Solo gets the second. And it's time to run away. 3 for 0. Make it a 4th. Nothing left to do. Goodbye to Immortals. FlyQuest will send them packing. Send them home. We'll see you next year. FlyQuest gonna go 12-6 for the Bud Light Ace. They will walk into the base. They will claim the 3rd seed. And evil geniuses, get ready. FlyQuest, off the longest win streak in the LCS right now, are headed to playoffs, ready to take down the best of 5s.
And Solo with the fastest tree you've ever seen, freak. Teleport speed comes in. Cloud Dragon Soul comes in with his ultimate, and they get the fight FlyQuest need to end it all.
Well